administration considers this a, quote, real estate deal where Israel gets the land and the Palestinians get the cash. But Husam Zomlot says Palestine is not for sale. He's the Palestinian ambassador to the UK and joins us now live from London. And with the greatest of respect, Jared Kushner has never said or never suggested that Palestine is for sale, if indeed he were prepared to use the term Palestine, which is highly unlikely. Is there anything that you have heard, let's start here, is there anything that you have heard out of this workshop in Manama that convinces you that the Palestinians should engage with this plan? Let's start there.
You know, Becky, first of all, hello. I have engaged Jared Kushner and Jason Greenblatt in Washington for a long time, and we met them many, many times, and we heard from them. It is not about what we heard from them. It is exactly about what we didn't hear from them. For a year and a half, I would visit the White House almost every week, and I have never heard one of them saying the word statehood, Palestine, collective rights, right of self-determination, two states, 1967 borders, you know, international resolutions, the reference point of the previous peace processes, the long-held U.S. Policy and positions. All that was trashed. Even the Arab Peace Initiative is considered to be an old idea. So it's about the deliberate omission of major issues that make us believe what we believe now. And help us out here, Becky. Please do help us out. Maybe we have misunderstood something. Maybe we are missing something. I mean, Jared Kushner goes out and say he cares about the Palestinian prosperity, Palestinian livelihoods, and then he's busy the last year cutting the entire U.S. aid on vital sectors like education and health, hospitals in Jerusalem that provide life-saving operations like cancer and eye hospitals. And then he cuts the abruptly last year funding to UNRWA, which feeds and educates more than 500,000 Palestinian children in Palestine and in the region in a most cruel way. UNRWA declares that these kids will be in the streets, and thanks to the world, UNRWA is operating. And then he goes and he says he wants to help Palestinians financially. And then he says that we Palestinians have to talk,
I can hear your
to them.
Yeah, I can hear your concerns.
And then he closes.
Listen, Ambassador, I want to share one of your tweets because it speaks to what, you know, the wider story here that you and the point that you're making. One of your tweets with our viewers, you wrote, "The Jordan Valley is Palestine's strategic reservoir and the most vital area for a prosperous Palestinian economy. Water, fertile lands, minerals, Dead Sea and heritage sites. You cannot separate this picture, you say, from Manama, as both have the same goal, to normalize theft and occupation." You said that. I just want us to listen to some more of what Jason Greenblatt said today to Jeremy Diamond. This was just a few moments ago. Have a listen to this.
We're not going to use jargon and slogans that mean different things to different people. The plan itself, which is dozens of pages long, is going to spell out how we think the conflict can be ended if both sides are willing to engage and if both sides are willing to compromise.
So you'd like to reassure people in the region that there could be two states in...
I think that President Trump probably said it best when he said he will support whatever the two sides agree to. We're presenting a plan that we think makes a lot of sense. We hope the two sides could agree to it, but we're not going to get into just trying to distill what is an extraordinary conflict into 3 words.
He is not ruling out a two-state solution here. Given that, isn't it time that the Palestinians re-engaged to ensure the prospect for some success here, sir?
Well, why he is not mentioning the two-state solution? You know, the two-state solution was never a Palestinian demand. It was an American requirement on us. It was a grand Palestinian concession to ally itself with the U.S. policy and the international resolutions. For more than 26 years, successive American administrations have been lobbying us to go in the direction of the two-state solution. Why wouldn't they say it? They wouldn't say it because they consider it to be an old idea. They believe Israel has won the entire property, the entire land of Palestine, from the Mediterranean to the Jordan River. As you saw only 3 days ago, National Security Advisor Bolton, with him the U.S. Ambassador Israel Friedman, declaring that Israel will retain control and annexation of this huge territory. As you said in my tweet, our strategic reservoir. They don't believe in Palestinian collective rights. Why would they close our mission in Washington? They don't see us as a people. Why would they close the U.S. Consulate General that has been there since 1844,
Right.
because they don't want to see a key point of contact. So engage an administration that does not want to engage with us and dance on tunes that would not see our collective rights is a futile business, Becky.
Husam, Jason Greenblatt also made an appeal during this Manama workshop to Palestinians. That isn't a new appeal. He said, please don't allow those who prosper under the status quo to manipulate and deceive. Please don't allow them to squander the opportunity of a safer, prosperous and brighter future for future generations. You cannot deny the allegations of corruption in the past, the allegations that monies have been squandered. What the Americans are, as I can understand it here, the offer is for a new and different approach to a peace process that simply hasn't worked in the past, allowing a status quo to be taken advantage of by many, it has to be said, on the Palestinian side.
Becky, the only mass corruption that is happening in our homeland is the military occupation, is the freakish control of our land and resources, is this addiction by Israel on our economy. This is the real mass corruption. We have all it takes, Becky, to build a thriving, prosperous economy. We have a very youthful society, the most educated in the region, perhaps in the world. We have the highest per capita PhD graduates worldwide, and we have natural resources, historic resources. The World Bank tells you we will add $3.4 billion a year once we rid ourselves of this occupation. We can build our economy. Jason Greenblatt and Jared Kushner are not in the camp of really resolving the political issue. That's why they are trying to repeat the same old mistake of putting the economic cart before the political horse, having already Kushner and Greenblatt shot in the head the political horse by all that they have done about Jerusalem, refugees, settlements, Golan Heights, and now, as you mentioned, the Jordan Valley. We are only interested in a real peace process based on international resolutions, 2 states on the 67, East Jerusalem our capital, and we will work with U.S. forces, international forces, to bring sanity to this process.
Thank you, sir. Husam Zomlot is out of London for you today on what is an incredibly important story. Live from Abu Dhabi, this is Connect the World. We're going to be right back.